if you are afraid of poetry, especially on the PSAT and SAT, this is such a great question for you. It is going to put your mind at ease. I bet if you got it wrong, it's because you completely overthought what's happening. So let's look at the passage. We need to get the overall structure of the text. We're going to just read the poem. I'm not going to try to understand it on any deep level. Dumb summaries are fine. We can just get a very short version if we need anything. Right. So this is some poem by Pemberley Pauline Johnson, a Mohawk writer who also, known as this other thing. Okay, so among the wild rice is in the still lagoon, in monotone the lizard shrills his tune, the wild goose homing seeks a sheltering, where rushes grow and oozing lichens cling. Late cranes with heavy wing and lazy flight sail up the silence and the nearing night, and like a spirit swathed in some soft veil, steals twilight and its shadows o'er the swale. Hushed lie the sedges and the vapors creep, thick gray and humid while the marshes sleep. It's a very nice poem, but my dumb summary is it's about nature, right? It's about, there's lizards, there's rice, there's geese, there's lichens, that's kind of like little moss on the rocks. Cranes, I guess, are birds. There's twilight. A lot of the sedges are kind of like plants, I think. And marshes, like this is all like nature stuff. So let's take a look. What is the structure? It names animal species found in a place, then names plant species there. Well, no, it's kind of going back and forth, right? Rice is a plant, and lizard is an animal, and we do goose and then lichen. So it's not really in that order. This is, to be very specific, kind of like we got to do all the animals first, then we got to do all the plants, but it seems to be a mix. So I would not eliminate this because maybe I'm being a little too strict about it, but it doesn't seem like the order is right. So the word then is kind of what's bothering me. So let's continue. B, it sketches a setting by presenting a series of images of nature. Images of nature. It's about nature. So does it sketch a setting? What the heck does that mean? Well, it's like one of those phrases that doesn't mean anything. It just means you describe a setting. Like sketch is kind of there to throw you off, I think, but it's just describing a place. What's the place? The lagoon. Okay, the marshlands, right? The name of the poem is literally that. So okay, it's nature. Like, what could possibly be wrong with this? Let's look at C. It makes an extended comparison of nature to human emotions. That right there is the choice that most people are going to pick when they get this wrong. Because it sounds like the thing your English teacher would say. It's an extended metaphor. Oh, this represents human frailty and anxieties and emotions. It's nonsense. This is a poem about a lagoon. Don't overthink it, right? If it were about human emotions, something somewhere would be a very clear indicator that that's what it's about. Maybe something up in the little blurb would kind of give us a hint, but somewhere in here we would get words that kind of really link it to emotions. But what is repeated again and again and again? Descriptions of nature. I don't see really anything about emotions here. I'll try to really find it out, right? You could maybe describe a person as monotone. I don't think it's an emotion. Maybe if someone is shrill, that's kind of emotional. Lazy flight, I guess maybe the bird is kind of lazy. I don't even know here. Silence, right? Creeping, sleeping. Like, do any of those words, that's me stretching it. Do any of those words really seem like they're about human emotion? No, right? Pick the path of least resistance. B, yeah, that's easy to prove, right? Are there images of nature? Yes, the lizard, the rice, the silence of the night, and the cranes, all of that is nature. You really got to stretch it to make it anything more than that. So it's probably B. Let's look at D. We haven't done that. It identifies a location, so maybe it does, the lagoon. It then refers to a person living there. Who's the person? Nope, no person. So that's definitely wrong. But I think some of you, like I said, are going to pick C because when you are half paying attention to your English teacher analyzing a poem in school, stuff like C comes up in class. And you hear words like that to describe poems, so you assume all poetry is about that. Guys, some poems are just about the thing that it says it's about. It's about a marshland. That's it. There's nothing more to it. So again, this is why I love this poem. I'm going on and on about it because I think it's such a great question because it really gets to what our goal is on the entire part of the PSAT, the reading part of the PSAT and SAT is we need evidence to justify our answers. It is extremely easy to justify choice B here. The only way you justify choice C is by saying, I don't know what's going on, so I must be too stupid to understand this. It's probably complicated, so I'm going to pick C. But you have no evidence other than the fact that you've maybe been confused in English class in the past. Don't do that. Trust yourself. It's just about birds and lizards and rice, and that's it.